hear you, and I might sneak a listen. We'll be making some noise. So the first piece, and you can have your eyes open for this, we'll work with the breath seated any way you like and upright, and then kind of close the eyes and use it to center. So Ujjayi breath, the word Ujjayi in Sanskrit means, Jai means victory. And so sometimes it's called victorious breath. What I love about it is it has this dual action of both having the capacity to like focus and calm, but also like energizing and heating. And so it covers a lot of territory. And so it can be useful whether you're feeling kind of low and sluggish and sad, or you're feeling overstimulated and like anxious. And it can bring us from whatever kind of extreme we're at, it can pull us more to a place in the center. And we'll start out exaggerating the sound a bit, and then we'll like dial it back. So on the inhale, you breathe in through the nose, and on the exhale, you'll breathe out like you're trying to fog a mirror. Make some sound. And as you're making the sound, pay attention to kind of what's going on when you're making that whispery sound right at the base of the throat. So sit tall, take a breath in, exhaling, just like that. In through the nose and pause. I'm going to get a little closer to the mic just so you catch the ha-ness of it. In through the nose and so while you're doing that, continue to exhale with that whispery sound. Make it soft. So it really is, it's like you would whisper, like Patty and Katie are at a perfect distance. If you were whispering to her and making that noise, you could just hear each other, but it's not overwhelmingly loud, right? It's not, Now, with that same action in the throat, this like slight narrowing to create the whisper, do that on the inhale as well. Oh, I left out a part, sorry. When you exhale halfway through the out breath, don't do the inhale yet. Halfway through the out breath, close your lips. So now it's like Darth Vader inside your head. In through the nose, close the lips, keep the whisper. There's still a sound coming out, but there's more of an internal whooshingness to it. That's what we're aiming for. If it feels strained, dial it back a little bit. It can always be a little quieter. That's just fine as long as you can hear it. Now, with the lips remaining closed the whole time, carry the whisper through on the inhale. Be light with the touch. And it's really, let me get right up on this. So I'm listening as I'm making the sound, and as I hear, like sometimes I get a little ragged bit to the sound. Sometimes it comes through, if I'm congested, there's a little like wheezy or whistly sound. I'm aiming for something that feels fairly comfortable and consistent. So continue this light whisper with the lips closed on the inhale and on the exhale. And we'll stay here for a little bit. Go ahead and close the eyes or turn the gaze slightly downward, tuning in to the sound of the breath and using the sound to make subtle adjustments. Soft and whispery. If it feels strained, try a little less effort. If it still feels strained, take a few recovery breaths, normal breaths with no sound added, and then come on back as you're ready. Take a few more rounds just like that. Now, keep a hint of that whisper, and we'll move a little with the rhythm of the breath. So as you exhale with the whisper, draw the navel in and round the spine. Keep the whisper, inhaling. Keep the whisper, exhaling. Keep the whisper, inhaling, lifting the heart on the inhale, rounding back on the exhale. Inhaling, exhaling. Come to center, roll the rib cage around. Now, there isn't a particular place to be when you're breathing, but continue the hint of that whispery sound throughout the in-breath and the out-breath. Go around the other way. And come on back to center. If the legs have been crossed for a bit, take a moment and switch the cross of your legs. Let's side bend. Take the right hand off to the side, the left hand either behind the head or reach up and over. Take a generous breath in, let it go. What does it feel like if you introduce the Ujjayi breath into this shape? Add a bit of turning, tilting, or twisting as you wish, moving in your body's way. Inhale to center, exhale to the other side. Right hand goes wherever it wants to, behind the head or reaching up. anchoring into your seat, zipping up your belly and breathing into the side ribs. The first few breaths kind of static, and then, well, still not so much static, still, and then moving as you wish, turning, twisting, tilting, definitely breathing. When you're ready, inhaling, coming up to center, and exhaling, releasing. Any kind of breathing you like, lower the chin to the chest and roll the head over to one side, just the neck stretch. Feeling into this movement. Make your way to the other side, take your time, feeling into this movement, this direction. Coming back down, chin to chest, and slowly up and down, lifting the chin, front of the throat open, and then lowering the chin. And being mindful, especially when the chin lifts, to not let the head drop back. We're giving more space to the front of the throat when we lift the chin, but keep a little bit of space reserved for the back of the neck as well. And come to center, and then rotate, looking over one shoulder and back to center, looking over the other shoulder and back to center. Just like that, over the shoulder and back to center, over the shoulder, back to center. Roll the shoulders up and back, down and around. And take the right arm out in front of you, bring the arm across, breathe here. You can hold on either side of the elbow really. And then, let's unwind a little bit and turn your palm up and go in with the palm turned a bit up. So we're in external rotation in the shoulder. And then lift the chest and melt the shoulders down while yeah, that's it, good. Good, Connie, good, Patty. Unwind, gently move that arm and shoulder around. Then the other arm will reach out, turn the palm up, take the arm across, using the other arm to pin it. Lift the chest and melt the shoulders while you're here, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. Gently release. Let this arm move around. And let's come onto our backs for a moment. Grab your pillow, squishy ball block, whatever you've got handy, and have it nearby. I'm going to tip this down a little bit so you can see what's going on here. So from here, excuse me, lie down on your back, and we'll start just by exploring the space between the back body and the mat. So as you exhale, pull the navel down, bringing the low back closer to the mat. Notice the neck, if it's tightened up. Can the neck relax a little bit, even as we start to engage the abdominal muscles? Sometimes it's like they have some sort of contractual agreement that when one goes, the other one will go with it. It's okay. It's not a partnership that's always in effect. It doesn't need to be. So as you exhale, cinching in and pulling the navel toward the spine, the low back gets longer and flatter. Inhale, relaxing to neutral spine, just like that. Exhale, pull the navel in and inhale, let it go, just like that. Pull the navel in and then let it go. Bring both knees into the chest. Take a hand on each knee and circle the knees out to the sides and back. Reverse direction. Grab your block, squishy ball, pillow, whatever you might have, and place it in between the legs. It can be either in between the thighs or in between the shins. The choice is yours. The legs stay parallel wherever the ball is located, so there's space between the knees as well as the ankles. Hug the object, hug your object. Give it a nice squeeze and pull the navel down toward the spine. Start with little movements from over to one side, taking the knees a few inches over to the right. Take a breath in. And really energize that abdominal hugging in as you exhale. Press the low back down as you change sides. Inhale, hover over on one side. Exhale, pull the navel to the mat as you change sides. Inhale and hover. Exhale, pull down and switch. Inhale and hover. Just like that. If your back would like a little more support, you can bring the arms in closer, use the palms down a bit more actively. But definitely use the abdominal muscles, the back muscles, as much as possible. Oh yeah, and this is another place where the neck muscles often like to help out, and they're not actually very useful in the movement. So ask them, let them know they can take a rest here. Release, set your object, set your prop off to the side, place your feet down, heel toe your feet mat width apart, and take generous windshield wipers. Use this windshield wiper set as an unwinding. When the knees are tipped over to the right, can you feel some of the space in the left side of the abdomen, the front of the hip and the thigh? The same when the knees tip over to the left. Can you feel some space in the right side of the belly and the front of the thigh? And just like that. And when you're ready, come back to center. Bring the feet in a little closer, hug your knees, and this next piece will work best with either a blanket or pillow or ball, something soft and squishy, as opposed to like a yoga block. So I'm going to take the ball and place it on my mat, and then I'll lie down with my upper back on top of it. I'm just aiming to get a little bit of extra height, right? So this is handy. I have like a cutout in my shirt, so I know that if I can feel the ball on my skin, it's in the right place. So my handy dandy guide. All right. So that when you're here, you guys see that? Ball's kind of poking out, and then I'll use my hands to support my head so that my neck doesn't have to work too hard. And then from here, I'm going to pull the navel down, feet are planted, and we'll do little crunchy movements. And I'm looking to engage the abdominal muscles, and I'm trying actively to scoop my tailbone under. Now, if your tailbone already loves to scoop under, don't effort so much in that direction, but do turn on the abdominal muscles. It's the tiniest little crunch where we're lifted already. On the exhale is when we're peeling up a little. On the inhale is when we're leaning back onto that support. Does that feel okay, Connie, on the block? Is that okay on your back and on your neck? Yes, no? Okay. All right, now, here's an added challenge. Stay lifted. Yeah, I think something soft would be nice. And maybe even soft in the wide way, if that feels okay. Unless if your neck is screaming to be supported, leave it the long way. Yeah, like that. Uh-huh. All right, so now we lift up, cinch in the belly, curl up to whatever level you can curl, raise a leg, hold it there. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Place the foot down, stay lifted, raise the other leg, hold it there, breathe, breathe, breathe. So I'm lifting up enough that I feel the abdominal muscles working. Lower the foot, soften a little bit down so you're leaning on the support rather than lifting up away from it. And let's do one more round. Okay, maybe two. Pull the navel in, raise a leg. If you like, raise both legs. If you're feeling feisty and you want to lift both legs, that's fine. Place the first foot down, bring the second foot up. If you need a break, bring the feet down, come on back in as soon as you can. Zip up the belly, peel the head up, stay, hold, 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 hold. And then keep the belly zipped up, lower one foot, lower both feet. And let's do one last round. Excuse me. Pull the navel in, peel up peel up away from your support, lift a leg, hold it there or lift two. Sometimes it feels nice on my back if I'm doing alternating legs. Go ahead and switch legs now. If I'm doing alternating legs and I push the ball of my foot, or almost just my big toe and the ball of the foot there, down into the mat while the other leg is lifting. Feels like I get a little more kind of juiciness and length out of the low back there. And bring the feet down, slowly, gently, however you can. Peel yourself off your support, set it off to the side. Come on back down onto your back. Hallelujah, we made it. Hug the knees, rock side to side. And because we're up on the upper back, I want to do a little thoracic twisting before we move on. Rock over to one side. So usually we'd be doing this as part of a, excuse me, as like a really quiet sequencing. But in this case, we're just getting ready. You can rest your top shin on your ball, blanket, bolster, whatever. Top knee is bent, bottom leg stretches out. Other arm, it can serve as your pillow, or if you've already got a pillow, it can reach behind you. Reach out in front of you. So these are generous bow and arrow movements. Open up and then come back. If you want to do it with a straight arm, like opening and closing a book, you can do it with a straight arm. Both are fine. Do a few where you take the whole inhale to open, 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 and reach back. And the whole exhale to come back. Now the next time that your arm comes forward, stay there and reach the arm up overhead. Come back a bit, and now we'll add a little bit of ab work into this. Reaching slightly behind you, cinch up the side of your waist facing the ceiling and lift your head up. It's almost like I'm reaching for something in the direction of my straight leg, beyond the hip, and I'm lifting and I'm reaching forward. And then when I come past the knee, I'm going to slowly lower back down. So the lift happens roughly from when your arm gets close to your bum all the way until your arm is past your knee. I lower down as the arm goes overhead. I cinch up the side of the waist as I'm reaching toward the hip. Keep cinching, lifting as I'm rotating. When I get past the knee, I start to come down. Just like that again, cinching in, all the way around. Back down. Go the other way. Now I find that going forward, it's more challenging to get that ab thing happening. It feels a little against the grain. So if you have that experience, also know that you're not alone. You are not alone at all. And if the lifting is in some way aggravating for your body, you don't have to lift. You can simply circle. You can do the circle without the lift. The next time you open up and you're in the twist, stay there, take a few breaths, reach your bottom leg out long. If you want to open your arms out to the sides and that feels good, you can. If you want to hug your bent knee toward your chest or stretch the leg out and do some other kind of thing that feels like, ooh, this is a little more intense, a little more sensation-y. And then gently bring yourself back to center and scooch the hips back. Sometimes they migrate in this process. Rock over to the other side, changing legs, changing sides. I'm going to flip over so I can see you guys. And then on this side, same thing. A little support for the bent knee is nice. A little support for the head, also nice. And then you choose the rest. So while you're here, arm out in front to start. And we begin with the bow and arrow or open and close the book movement. Exhaling as you come onto your side. Inhaling as you open back behind you. Just like that. And now let's turn this into circles. Sweeping up overhead, zip up, cinch up, and lift from the hip all the way until the arm passes the knee, and then gently around. Opening into the twist, cinch up, lift up, and all the way around, just like that. And this movement also has a hint of, like I'm trying to see or reach for something that's just beyond the hip. As you complete this last one, go the other way. And then as you finish that last circle, open up into your twist. Breathe here, reach long through the bottom leg, the straighter leg. Have the arms spread as wide as possible, or if that back arm elbow is bent, have the collarbone spread as wide as possible. You might hug your bent knee, you might stretch that leg out a bit. Just see, oh, what's it like now? What's it like now? And what's it like now? knee in, bend both knees, roll onto your side. Use your arms and press up gently. And once you've pressed up, now find your way to hands and knees. As you exhale, drop the hips back. As you inhale, come forward. Add extra padding for the knees if they would appreciate that. Exhaling back, inhaling forward. Exhaling back, inhaling forward. And now roll the hips around. Roll your rib cage around. Roll your shoulders around. Go the other way. Let the head and the neck move. Undulating, gentle, heavy-headed movements. Not heavy-handed, but imagine the head has a little extra weightedness to it. And let it hang as it moves. And come on back to center. Walk your arms out. Leave the hips high. You might come up to your fingertips. Now, if you find, for our purposes today, if your forehead can rest on the mat, rest it on the mat. If it's not quite there, try the arms a little wider so that the forehead can rest on something. And if the floor is still far away, grab your block or another prop and raise the floor with your prop. Take a few more breaths here, reaching long, but now also letting the heart melt, letting the upper back melt down toward the mat. Keep the belly zipped up. So there's a sense that the lower back is nicely supported by some of those wraparound abdominal muscles. Walk the hands back in, press the floor away. From here, excuse me, draw your right knee into your chest. Reach it back behind you. Bring the knee into your chest again. And circle it away from you. I'm going to switch legs so you can see. So circle the whole knee, pull it in, take it straight back. Same thing, same leg. Pull it in. Try to keep the hips steady. Pull it in, make a circle. Pull it in, reach it away. Pull it in, make a circle. Pull it in, reach away. Touch that leg down, do the other leg the same way. Zipped up belly, shoulders shrugged down. Back of the neck is long. Pull it in, make a circle. Pull it in, reach it away. Pull it in, make a circle. Pull it in, reach it away. Pull it in, just like that. Make a circle. Pull it in, reach it away. Pull it in last time. Make a circle. Pull it in, reach it away. Come back to neutral. Take the knees wide. Lean the hips back. Find child's pose. The hips can be as high as they need to be and as low as they can be today. Breathe here. Walk your hands over to the right side. And while the hands are over there, if your left hand wants to come up on top of your right, go ahead. If you want to be up on fingertips, you could do that as an option as well. You can combine the stacked hands and the fingertips if you're feeling feisty. It's not so much feisty, but if it feels interesting to your body today, walk yourself to the other side. Sometimes what feels more intense for one person will feel not as intense for another person. Different varieties can feel different depending on where the sticky spots are today. Breathing on this side. What's it like over here? Does this feel like the more open side, or does this feel like the tighter side? Or do they feel very evenly matched today? Take another breath or two here. Gradually walk back to center. Ease your way back to our hands and knees, our tabletop position. From tabletop, walk your hands in front of your shoulders, tuck your toes underneath. Lift your knees and hips and find your way to downward facing dog. Once you're there, pedal the feet, move them around, turn the head gently, let the neck be long and the head heavy. Lift up high on your tiptoes, press into the hands in a way that sends your hips toward the ceiling and to the back of the room. Keep that sense of length and start to lower the heels as if your heels also are reaching to the back of the room. The fronts of your thighs are reaching to the back of the room. Breathe here. Round your back as you shift forward toward a push-up. Pause there. Zip up your belly, press the floor away, come back to downward facing dog. Pause there. Let's round forward into plank, into the top of a push-up again. Round, roll, pause there. Lift the navel, press up and back, pause there. Now on this last round, we'll come all the way down. You can bring your knees down first. You can lower your whole body at once. You choose. Slow and steady. And then once you're down on your belly, make a pillow with your hands for your head. Turn your head to one side. While your head's facing one side, zip up your belly and reach your legs long. So your big toes are pointed straight back behind you and all 10 toenails are down on the floor, down on your mat. Keep the belly zipped up and the pubic bone moving down towards your mat. Bring your head to neutral. Come onto your fingertips and lift your elbows up off the mat. So it's sort of a cactus arm position to start. Then keep your fingertips on the mat, lift your elbows and forearms up off the mat. So it's only the fingertips. Good. Peel your chest forward, 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 forward until your head lifts up. The head's not actively lifting so much as the chest is peeling up and your head and neck are just going along for the ride. Slowly come down. Lay yourself down longer than you came up. Let's come up again. Have the feeling that your fingertips want to pull backward as if it could help your chest to pull forward, because it can. Curl yourself down nice and slow. Rest a moment, relax the arms. Bring your hands back to that pillow position, turn the head to the other side. Take a few breaths here. Now leave the head resting there. Renew your commitment to the zipped up belly and the pubic bone down, and reach one leg so long that the foot comes up off the mat. And hold it there, and hold it there, and hold it there. It's just the foot. And then come on back down. The other leg, zipped up belly. Reach back and hold it there, and hold it there, and hold it there. And back down. Let's add a little something. So turn your head to either toward the screen. Let's do that. Turn your head toward the screen. And when you turn your head toward the screen, the hand that's underneath you, your pillow, will be your pillow. Imagine it's glued to your head. So when your head lifts, the arm is coming up too. Yeah, just like that. The other arm, it's going to give your back, your low back, a little bit of support. The palm is down. It can be in closer or further. That doesn't matter as long as you feel like you can plug into the hand. And it helps the zipping up of the belly and the lengthening down the legs. So now you choose as you peel up, maybe lift a foot along with the head and then come down. Next time, maybe lift the other foot, peeling up, coming back down. Perhaps lift both feet as you peel up and lengthen down. Consider zipping up again, pubic bone down, lift up and hold. Breathe here, breathe here, breathe here, breathe here, and lower down, release. Switch the hands, looking to the other side. Same thing here. Zip up the belly, peel up. One foot lifts, lower back down. Peel up, the other foot lifts, and lower back down. Both feet, peel up, and lower back down. And both feet and hold. Peel up, hold here, zip up the belly, pubic bone down. Stay here, stay here, stay here. Squeeze the glutes. And lower back down. Nicely done. Bring the hands alongside your chest now and peel yourself into a low cobra. While you're here, imagine the hands, not so much that they're pushing down to lift your chest, but they're pulling backward to send your chest forward. And then lower down, nice and long. Tuck the toes underneath. Push up or knee push up to come back. Zip up the belly strongly. Press up. And then back to child's pose. Knees a little wide. Feet kind of close. Kneeling puppy also works if your hips don't like going down that far. Kneeling puppy on the shins with the arms out in front. And breathe here. And this is a nice position for us to head into. We did that curious neck stretch yesterday called rabbit. I'd like to revisit that today. So from your child's pose, bring your head up so you're just about seated. And our mission is to bring the chin toward the chest, and we're rolling. We start out with the forehead on the mat, kind of near, like closer to the hairline than to the eyebrows. And then we're rolling way up to the crown of the head. I'm going to loosen my ponytail so it's not in the way. You may, if you have a hair situation, you can do that as well. So this is where we're headed. We start with the forehead more on the mat, pressing, curling, as if we're getting ready for like a tripod headstand. The hands are pressing and supporting, and then roll yourself right back down. Imagine that it's also like some sort of weird scalp massage. Take it at your pace, and also take it at your level of pressure for the head. So I find that on some days it feels good to press a little more, and other days I'm like, ooh, that's a little dicey. Let's be gentle. So easing, rolling toward the crown of the head, back of the neck is so long, and then gently rolling back down and back. Just like that. One more time. If it feels okay, stay there for a few breaths. Belly's lifted. And slowly come back down. When you're ready, walk yourself to downward facing dog. And keep on walking the hands back and come into a standing forward bend. Hold the elbows if that feels nice. Don't hold the elbows if you don't like that today. You're free to sway, to move the head, nodding or gently turning it side to side. And let gravity help you here. Let gravity lengthen the spine. Breathing in and breathing out. In and breathing out. Release the arms. Press into the feet slowly. Ease your way up. Once you're all the way upright, bring your arms up overhead. I'll tilt so you can see the rest. And bring your hands to your heart. Then release the hands and roll around a little. Turn the head, remove the shoulders, roll around. And set your feet so they're parallel to each other, standing toward the front of your mat so there's room behind you. From here, standing evenly, lift the navel up, reach the tailbone down toward your heels. Lengthen the crown of your head upward. Inhale, circle the arms out and up. And exhale, fold down over your toes. Come halfway up, take a breath. Fold back down again. Press down, come all the way up. Inhale, reach up. Keep the arms overhead. Let's turn this into a side bend. Maybe holding the left wrist if you're going to the right, holding the right wrist if you're going to the left. Anchor the feet, lift the belly. Inhale to center, exhale, change sides. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Come back to center, release the arms. We'll fold again and then we'll add on. Inhale, reach out, reach up. Exhale, fold down. Halfway up on an inhale. Pause right there. And belly zips up. Shift your weight a little forward on your feet. Stay right there. Stay right there. Hold back down again. Stay low. Bend your knees. Place your hands outside your feet. If the floor feels far away, bend your knees more or place blocks under your hands. Step one foot back, step both feet back. Go directly to down dog. Plant your hands, lengthen your spine, lift the tops of the legs up and back. When you're ready, take your right leg up and back behind you, pressing both hands evenly as you raise the leg. Pull the knee into the chest in a push. Reach up and back. Take the knee towards your right armpit. Hold it there, hold it there. Now, extra fun. Slide the knee down the length of your arm towards the heel of your hand, and then back up again. Oh, hell. Try it out. Slide the knee toward the wrist and pull it back up. One more time. Pull it back up. Hallelujah. Step your foot, same foot, all the way up. Bring your back knee down. Thank it. Thank your body here. Lean forward. Bring your foot outside your hands and use this to get kind of deep and stretchy. You can lean your knee away from your body so you're lifting the big toe side of your foot, leaning out. You might come back to upright. I'm going to walk my foot a little bit, the whole foot off to the right, and come down to forearms. It might feel good. It might feel better to have the hands there. Drop the hips. Breathe here. Easy neck. Press into the floor. Take the right hand outside the leg, walk the foot a little closer to the midline, and walk your foot forward, lift the toes. So now we'll get a stretch to the back of the leg. How much? You decide. So your leg might be straight or your knee might be bent. What determines that is how much intensity you feel in the back of the leg. So if you're feeling a lot of stretch and the knee is bent, there's no need to try to force the leg straighter. If your leg is straight and you're like, oh, I still don't really feel much, try scooching your heel more forward so you're lengthening the distance, and then lean over the leg. This will look different in different bodies, right? In some bodies it'll be more upright. In others it'll be more kind of long and low. Use the sensation you notice down the back of the leg as a guideline. So while we're still here, let's explore, what does it feel like if we take the whole right leg, turn the right kneecap and foot out to the right. Ooh, does that change where you feel the stretch? I feel it more toward the outer buttock and thigh. Slowly come back to center and now turn the other way. So the kneecap and the toes are turning to the left. Ooh, that's fairly awkward. Notice what it's like for you. And come on back. A couple breaths in neutral once again. What's it like now? When you're ready, squiggle your foot back in to that bent knee position we started out in. From here, keep the left hand down and turn your chest to the right. We'll stay on this leg, but turn it into a twist. Your right hand may stay on the thigh, spine is long. Your top arm might lift to the sky. You can stay there. If you want to add extra work to it, tuck the toes under on the bottom foot and raise the bottom knee off the mat. Now this can also be an option if your knee would like to get some of the pressure off it. It's not necessarily the, oh, hey, this is harder. It may feel better. Breathe in, breathe out. Take one more breath. Bring your hands down. Look forward, rock a little forward and back, and step your left foot up. Come halfway up, take a breath. Fold back down. Press your feet. Inhale all the way up and stand. Hands to the heart, exhale. While we're here, take your hands to your pelvis or low back. So you can have your hands, fingers can point down. If that's the case, we're migrating our elbows. They may want to point out to the side. Pull them to point as much backwards as they can. If you want another hand position, you can stack the backs of the hands on the sacrum or turn the fingers up if you like that. Or lastly, hold on kind of sideways. Whatever you choose, apply some pressure to the back of the pelvis. Lift the navel up and find a little back bend here. I like to imagine if the pelvis is like a terracotta pot and your spine is like a new sprout and it's growing up toward the sunlight and lengthening up and up and up and up and up. Bring the chin down, bring the whole spine back to neutral. Wriggle around a little, move the hips, move the knees. And then let's do that other side. Plant your feet, inhale, reach out, reach out. Exhale, fold down. As you fold down, step back and go directly into down dog. We've got a little laundry list going on over here. Downward facing dog, plant the hands, lift the hips. See if you can keep the hands pressing evenly as the left leg goes up and back. And then pull the knee in toward the chest. Take it up and back again. Pull the knee to the left armpit, and then the knee goes up and down. It slides down toward the wrist, and then it pulls back up to the armpit. And it slides down toward the wrist and up toward the armpit. And one last time, hallelujah, it's the third and the final. And then from here, step your foot all the way through. We'll start out with the foot outside the hands. Bring the knee down. Hands on the mat. Tilt the knee away, the bent knee away from the body. You can lift the big toe side of the foot and tip it away. Breathe in, breathe out. You can come on down to the forearms if that feels nice, or if it just feels interesting. Come on back with the knee, come back with the hands. Bring the left hand outside, bring the foot a little more toward the midline. Right hand stays down, left hand to the thigh, long spine, and we twist. Low twist, or low lunge twist. Reach the top arm to the sky if you like, and tuck the toes underneath and raise the back knee if you like. Lifting the back thigh up. Lengthening the spine super long. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in. Gently coming back down. And from here, bring the back knee down gently. Walk the front foot forward, lift the toes. We'll do the hamstring stretch now. And I didn't mention on side one, but blocks can lift the floor as well if it feels like reaching down toward the floor doesn't serve you today. So start with the leg in neutral. The heel can scooch forward if you want more stretchy sensation. Breathe here. You can lean forward if you want to add to the stretchy sensation in the back of the leg, or if you're already experiencing plenty. Stay right where you are. Play your edge. The outer form of it, not really what determines how intensely you're working. It's the inner sensation. And then the whole leg. Turn the left thigh and knee and toes to the left. Oh! Draw the left outer hip back. Send the right hip forward while you do that. Slowly, gently to neutral. And then internally rotate any amount so the knee and the toes are looking at your right arm. Breathe here. Easy in the neck, the shoulders, the jaw. And come on back to neutral. From here, bend the knee, and we won't stand on ceremony. We're going to just swing the legs around and come to seated on our mats. Roll slowly down to your back and hug your knees. Let your neck relax and your head roll. Hold the legs however you like. Rock gently and breathe. Breathe, breathe, breathe. And when you're ready, take any hip stretch you like. So you might like to cross the right ankle over the thigh and either reach through or use a wall or a bed or a piece of furniture for the left foot. Breathe here. If your body likes to have the left foot down on the mat, have the left foot down on the mat. Use your arms instead to hold. Both arms will hold the leg in that case. But breathe. Breathe and breathe and breathe. Breathe and breathe and breathe. Take a few more breaths here and play your edge. And as you're breathing into those edges, what does it feel like if you add a bit of rocking? Unwind gently. Might move the legs around and change sides. Start with what worked on side one, whether it's reaching through and thread the needle or another arrangement of the legs. And then breathe. Breath by breath. Guiding the awareness into the body, especially into the hip, receiving the stretch. This is a nice place to tap back into the Ujjayi breath we cultivated earlier. You find that soft, steady whisper. Gentle on the inhale and on the exhale. And you might rock a little, roll the head a little. Definitely breathe. release. Unwind the legs, move the knees around. Take happy baby. Rock gently. Place the feet down flat on your mat. Let's take a supported bridge pose before we settle down to rest. So grab your block or your squishy ball or whatever you have handy. And press firmly into both feet. Knees are bent, feet are flat. Press firmly down into the feet. Peel the hips up and slide your prop underneath so it supports your bones evenly. And remember, we're aiming to support the bony plate of the sacrum and the back of the pelvis, not so much to mush up into the spine. Breathe here. Relax the neck. You might give the head a little turn side to side, letting go of tension there. Check in with the shoulders. You might try the arms a little wider away from the body. How does that feel? And then you might stay here, excuse me, in supported bridge pose. You might turn your block up if that feels good. You might give yourself a moment of an inversion practice of being upside down some. Turning parts of our body upside down can be useful, and in this case, with just the legs, useful in relieving fatigue or heaviness in the legs, ankles, feet. If that's the case, make sure your block, your support is sturdy beneath you as you raise the legs. If there's a lot of tension in the backs of the thighs, feel free to keep the knees bent. Let the upper back spread out. And breathe. Breathe and breathe. And this pose falls somewhere between a supported shoulder stand and legs up the wall without the wall. You can, of course, always do this with the legs resting on a wall or the knees bent resting over a chair. When you're ready, slowly, gently, perhaps by lowering one leg at a time, eventually, both feet will find their way flat on the mat, returning where we started in supported bridge pose. Once you're in supported bridge, press down firmly into the feet, squeeze the glutes, lift the hips, and then very slowly, so incredibly slowly, lower your upper back, your lowest ribs, and slowly, slowly, slowly curl your back down, nice and gradually. Give your back so much length. And once you're all the way down, hug the knees, rock a little. And then if you want a little happy baby again after that, or another movement that feels good, maybe you want to do a windshield wipers with the legs. And then Shavasana, our final resting pose. You set up the way that feels good for you, so your back feels nice. You might have support under the head, so the neck is really comfortable. And take a generous breath in and pause. Exhale, let it go. Breathe in and squeeze. And let it go. Let the whole body rest. Inhaling. Exhaling. Letting go of tension, letting go if you've got a bit of the whisper from the ujjayi, letting that go completely in Shavasana. Hands, arms, and shoulders rest. Feet, legs, and hips relax. Whole length of the spine completely supported, the nape of the neck, the upper back, the low back, and the pelvis. And resting right here. gently, deep breath. Roll the head side to side. Move fingers and toes. Inhale. Take a generous stretch. And as you're ready, draw the knees in, one knee, then both knees. Rock gently. Let the head stay heavy. That was my screen. I think I froze up. Yeah. Okay, come on up to seated. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be safe and at ease. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing your practice with me today.
Thank you. It was great.
It really was a good class.
Have a lovely rest of your day, and we'll see you back in the saddle here. I'll see you guys on Thursday.
Yeah. Did you ever talk to Christine about Saturday?
No, I'm going to talk. We have a meeting on Thursday.
Oh, okay. You'll let us know then.
I will. I will keep you posted.
All right. Bye-bye.